Hello YouTube, my name's Nero and today we have some Elder Scrolls Online. What we're going to be doing with this video is kind of a review in a way, but I'm hesitant to really call it a review because really what we're going to be doing with this video is I am somebody that's played a ton of the Elder Scrolls Online, and of course it's finally making its console release. That is going to be on June 9th of 2015, and I figured as somebody who's played the game a ton on the PC, of course, what I'm going to do is just make like an hour-long video showing you guys like just tons of things that there is to see within the game and just showing you how things work and what the game is like, and from there you can kind of make a decision as to whether or not the game might be for you. So let's start things off here with the character creation screen. Now what we're going to be doing is I'm showing you like character creation. I'm going to be showing you how the game works in terms of like the alliances and how you can select your races and the customization and stuff like that, but I'm not actually going to create a brand new character and put that into the world or anything like that, because that would kind of spoil the beginning. That would spoil like how the thing's really going to start working. So I want to do that. So what we're going to do is I'm just going to show you like the character creation screen, how things work, how the races work, how the alliances work, and then from there we're just going to log into one of my characters. Actually, I have several characters which we can log into and just show you guys things in the world and how stuff actually works from there, right? Sound good? Sounds good. So first and foremost, you come here to the character creation screen. You're going to want to pick your race, and before you really do that though, you kind of got to pick your alliance. But I guess the two are kind of intertwined because I figure as somebody who's played Skyrim, I knew what race I wanted to be as soon as I started playing. And chances are a lot of you guys are the same way. It depends on what race you want to be is really going to, I guess, decide which faction you want to be. So, for example, if you would like to be one of these three races, which are going to be set in the Daggerfall Covenant, because there are going to be three distinct different factions who are going to have their own little part of the world to play in. The Daggerfall Covenant is going to consist of the Breton, it's going to consist of the Orcs, and the Red Guard. Those are going to be the three classes for the Daggerfall Covenant. Now, the Aldmeri Dominion, which is my personal favorite alliance here, is going to consist of the Khajiit, the Wood Elf, as well as the High Elf, and then the Ebonheart Pact is going to have the Argonian, a very popular class, because I don't know why some people just love playing the Argonian. You have the Dark Elves, as well as you have the Nords, which of course are very popular because of Skyrim. So, and I guess I should throw out the Imperials. I'm not sure how the Imperials exactly work. It was originally a pre-order bonus to, you get the Imperial edition of the game. It'll allow you to have the Imperial race, which is kind of more or less just a human race that would kind of bypass this whole alliance system, and the Imperials could join any faction that they would like. So if you chose to be like an Imperial, you could be in the Aldmeri Dominion, or you could be in the Ebonheart Pact, or in the Ebonheart Pact over here, or you could be in the Daggerfall Covenant. It really depends on what you want to do, but Imperial, for me, is just like, meh, don't really feel like playing that. So when I first started playing Skyrim, I wanted to be a Wood Elf. I liked the entire idea of like these little wolf elf guys, running around with bows and arrows and stuff like that, so that's why I decided to play as, and that's why I originally chose here in the Elder Scrolls Online, was I chose to be a Wood Elf. So we're just going to pick that here, for example, and of course you can be a female. You can have females for every single class. You can be a female orc if you would like to. Yes, female orcs, ladies and gentlemen. But go over here to classes. So there's going to be 4 classes in this game, and the classes are really going to dictate how you play, but there's a lot of customization in terms of your classes, so we're going to try and cover these really quickly. The Dragon Knight. Personally, my main character is a Dragon Knight. It's a pretty cool class, so forgive me for my terrible reading. For whatever reason, I'm terrible at reading in videos, so I'm going to go ahead and try anyway. These skillful Master-at-Arms use ancient Akaviri martial arts tradition of battle spirit and wield fearsome magic that pounds, shatters, and physically alters the world around them. So, in layman's terms, Dragon Knights, they have a lot of abilities that are kind of related to dragons. We can summon like dragon wings, which is called like reflective scales, which will reflect like magic damage done to us for like 4 seconds. You can, get like this armor plating to come out. You can throw down like a dragon standard. There's lots of like dragon-based abilities, and you're basically going to be someone that's wearing like big, heavy plate armor, and you're going to, sword and board. You're going to be the big tanky guy or a big melee guy that has a lot of cool fiery dragon-based abilities to go along with it. That's what a Dragon Knight is. It's personally the class I've played the most. There's the Templar, which was my original character was a Wood Elf Templar. My main character is a Khajiit Dragon Knight, but my original character was a Wood Elf Templar, just like this. And so these traveling knights call upon the powers of the light and the burning sun to deal massive damage to their enemies while restoring health, magicka, and stamina to their allies. So they're a support class in a way, and they're kind of a hybrid in the same sense. So they're essentially the healers of the Elder Scrolls Online. Like if you're going to do dungeons, you're going to do PvP and stuff, the Templars are going to be primarily people doing healing. Sorcerers, I believe, can also do a little bit of healing, but Templars are the big healers, right? So I chose a Templar right away because when I first started playing this game, I had assumed like, hey, my friends and I, we're all going to play this game. I'll be the healer, so they're free to all do whatever they want. And then my friends didn't play this game, and I'm like, okay, well that kind of stinks. I don't really want to be the healer anymore if it's just going to be me and my friend Nick, so I'll go Dragon Knight Knight, and that's how that ended up working out. But it's a pretty cool class. You work with the power of the light, and you have really we'll be seeing gameplay of a Templar, but you have a lot of cool healing spells. It's a very pretty class, to put it frankly. All the spells are amazing looking, and so you call in a lot of spells. You can also be a melee character. Lots of cool stuff you can do with a Templar. The sorcerer is basically your sorcerer class, right? Sorcerers can use conjuration and destruction spells to hurl lightning bolts and check and create shock fields, which wield magic and snare and stun. They can also summon Daedric combat followers from Oblivion to assist them. So it's basically your mage class, or I guess in some cases maybe your warlock class, because you can summon these Daedric beings and creatures to fight for you for a little bit and stuff. So it's basically that. It's gonna be your mage class. Your ranged spellcaster is really what you're going to be if you're going to be a sorcerer. But you also once again have pets that you can call in. Also, you can have a lot of healing abilities as well. You're kind of like an off healer as well. And then the last one's a class I've never really experimented too much with. It's going to be the Nightblades. Nightblades are essentially the rogues of this game, sneaking around, daggers, going in stealth, abilities like that. So Nightblades are adventurers and opportunists with a gift for getting in and out of trouble. Relying variously on stealth, blades, and speed, Nightblades thrive on conflict and misfortune, trusting their luck and cunning to survive. So that's a class I haven't really played around a lot with, but it involves sneaking around, it involves daggers, assassination. If you're kind of like into that kind of a playstyle, Nightblade would be for you. Once again, I don't know too much about that, or Sorcerer, because I didn't play them. My friend Nick played a Sorcerer, and I played the Dragon Knight for the most part. But that is going to be basically your classes, and that is how the alliances and races work. And just to kind of show you guys, the customization in this game is pretty fantastic, because it is, at the end of the day, an MMORPG, which is going to... You know how MMOs work and RPG games work. A lot of people spend a lot of time on their characters, and you have a lot of options, just kind of like what you had in Skyrim, to make your character unique, make your character yours, and make your character feel very cool. And of course, you change the age and the adornment, which I believe is going to be like a special thing for like the head right there. You can even, have... I had this on my original character. I'm like, wait, you can get like antlers for a deer on your wood elf? That's really cool. So I got that. You can also like change around your head markings, and there's lots of different things for you to actually customize your character and how your character looks, which is great, because it's, at the end of the day, it's an MMORPG and people like that. And for your character name, you can actually have a space in your name, so you can actually have... my character looks terrible, by the way. You can have essentially a lore-based character. So, for example, I'm going to name my character Nero Shadowheart or something along those lines. And I could probably create that name, right? I'm not going to do it because it's going to load up the game and all that stuff. And I don't want to do that. I don't want to spoil anything for the very beginning of the game. But that's something you could do, right? You can actually have a space in there, so you can essentially have a first and last name, as you'll see with some of my characters. So, Nero Cinnamon was my first character. As you can see, it's a Wood Elf Templar, level 32. My main character is veteran rank 5, Sindar. I wanted to go with like a lore-based name, which I ended up regretting that pretty wholeheartedly, because I was looking at like lore names. Like I want to make like a lore-based name, right? If we're gonna be doing this, I want my name to be like a role play, but not really role play, but just like a lore-based name, because everyone else has lore-based names I've seen while I was playing this game. So like I'll go for one as well. I thought Sindar was a pretty cool name for a Dragon Knight, because I do a lot of fire-based abilities and Cinder, But apparently Khajiit have prefixes in their name a lot of the time, and Ja, the prefix of Ja for Khajiit people, means young adult for the most part. And I'm like, oh, cool, so young adult and Sindar, which is my name. So that's a cool lore-based name. That'll work out very well. But apparently Ja also means bachelor, and so I started getting some really weird role-play kind of whispers from other Khajiits saying, hello there, third one. Really creepy stuff. I'm like, I'm not into this. I'm not into your erotic roleplay. So that's my main character. I've also messed around with some other guys. We got Near the Hunter here. We got Rahir the Templar, because I want to make a new Templar for some reason. Then Farah Riverbrook, because I wanted to try out what a sorcerer was like, and I really didn't get into it very quickly. But these are my two main characters. These are the guys we're going to primarily be seeing in this video. It is going to be my Khajiit Dragon Knight and my Night Elf Templar. Right, so we're going to be going ahead and doing that. We're going to be living in here. And keep in mind, depending on which faction you pick, you're going to be set in a different part of the world, which is pretty cool. Each faction has their own set area of the world where your entire story will develop, where you will be, exploring and doing dungeons and doing quests and experiencing the story. You're going to be doing it from your own little portion of the world, which is pretty nice. Then there's going to be a very dedicated player versus player zone in the middle of the map. And keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, it's been a while since I played this game, so there is going to be a lot of new things. I might have to actually set up some things, which can be pretty crazy. And of course, you can also have a lot of add-ons for this game. It's very add-on heavy if you would like to have add-ons, but I don't personally have any add-ons right now because it's been a long time since I played the game. Of course, you can zoom in all the way. If you'd like to go first person, you can, but it isn't the greatest thing, and a lot of time you're going to really kind of wish that you were actually in third person, so for a lot of the time I'm going to be in third person. So here we are, Josindar, the Dragon Knight Khajiit with my cool looking thing. Hey, buddy. That's a level 9. He's got a pet dog. A lot of things have actually changed about this game. But first and foremost, because I want to try out some of these new things that have changed, but I want to show you some basic things about the game. First and foremost, you're going to have your abilities. So as you level up, you're going to have different skill points, right? Based upon which particular character you are playing. I messed around with this a little bit before recording this video, just so we can save a little bit of time, because it reset and wiped all of my stats because it's been a while since I played the game, and because of that, a lot of these abilities have changed. So they reset all of my abilities because a lot of them were changed and altered in one way or another, and I had to basically re-pick a lot of them. But these are essentially your, we'll call them talent trees, or your skill trees for the Elder Scrolls Online. So you go to your class up here, and you're going to have 3 different talent trees, we'll call them, where you have different abilities. So Ardent Flame is going to be a lot of fire-based abilities for a Dragon Knight. Draconic Power is going to be a lot of tanking-based things, which is pretty cool, and also dragon-related as well. And then Earthen Heart is also going to be kind of like tanking-based, as well as like fire and earth and stuff like that. So all these different abilities are going to be pretty neat. The ones I have equipped to my bar, which keep in mind you can only have 5 abilities on at a time, because this game was fundamentally designed to work with consoles as well. And if you look at something like World of Warcraft, for example, where you can have like a freaking 30 buttons on your screen, all keybound and macroed and stuff like that, it doesn't work on consoles. So they specifically made this game so you have 5 abilities, an ultimate ability, and then a Q. And the Q is going to be essentially, I have different like potions and stuff macroed to my Q, so I can actually, grab an elixir of health, grab an elixir of magicka, so I can get that kind of stuff back. If you played Skyrim, you know what that stuff is. It's essentially your mana and your health, right? So we have that, and you can basically have two different ones if you want to switch between them. As a Dragon Knight, I essentially have one bar, which would be for like doing damage and like being a DPSer, and I have another bar down here, which is set as being a tank, right? That's basically why I went ahead and set myself up to do. And I just picked out 5 abilities, I put them there, but just really kind of show you guys what the abilities are kind of like. Let's go ahead and look at one of them. So one here is going to be called Obsidian Shield. I'm going to go ahead and grab that, because you see up here, I have a bunch of skill points left, because they reset my skill points, and so I have a bunch of these. So you call in the earth to your defense, creating a damage shield for you and your nearby allies. Absorbs 1,600 damage dealt to allies, and shield strength increased by 100% for you. So I can go ahead and grab that. It will cost me a skill point, right? And then you can actually change around your abilities. So if you're a fan of, say, like Call of Duty Advanced Warfare, where you can change around your kill streaks and you can edit your kill streaks to kind of customize them in one way or another, you can do the same thing here in Elder Scrolls Online with the Morph ability. So you can actually have your regular Obsidian Shield, which you can also have 2 different kinds of that. So I can go with a Fragmented Shield, which is the new effect you see there at the very bottom. It's going to deal damage when the effect ends to the target, or it's going to have a larger damage shield, and casting increases your healing done. So I'm just going to go ahead with that, because it's going to make it so it makes me a little bit better of a tank if I wanted to have, that particular ability. So it allows you to have a little bit of customization there. There's lots of builds for you to actually go for. There's tons of passive abilities for you to spend your points on in every single one of these trees. There's tons of different abilities for you to level up, which you keep in mind, you will be leveling up your abilities. As you can see, like Burning Talons 4, I have that, but I only have Reflective Plate 1. That's because I haven't used Reflective Plate a lot, so I haven't really leveled that particular ability, right? Does that make sense? Of course, you can level up each one of these particular classes all the way up to 50. Not classes. Well, I guess technically they're classes, but these are more or less your skill trees, right? You can level them all up to 50, and by doing so, you'll unlock more abilities, more passives, and things like that. What in the world did I just hear? Okay, that's a level 11 guy running around on his horse, which I have a horse, I believe. How you doing, horsey? How we doing? There we are. I have a horsey. That's my mount. But there's also other mounts in the game now, since I stopped playing the game and I came back to it. So we'll be checking them out here relatively soon. But there's tons of ways to customize how you're going to play your character and how you're going to play your class. You only have a limited number of abilities, including ultimate abilities, which can be very powerful. But at the same time, you also have a bunch of other abilities, which can be pretty nuts. So if you go down here into your weapon, I'm using, personally, the one-handed shield a lot, because I'm a tank, and I also just like the idea of, the sword and board. I think it's fun playing that way, right? So you have specific abilities that you can get that are for one-handed shield. Specific abilities if you're dual-wielding, say, daggers. Specific abilities if you're playing with a bow, a destruction staff, a restoration staff, a big 2-handed axe or sword. You have your armor abilities that you can go ahead and get, which will be different different kind of passives that you can get from your armor, as well as you can have an ability with your armor if you would like to as well. There is world abilities that you could get in the form of soul magic, depending on different guilds and groups that you join in this game. Like, for example, the Mages Guild, the Undaunted, the Fighters Guild, you guys may remember from Skyrim. You can join them and level up with them, and you can get special passive abilities, and you can get different active abilities from leveling and playing with the Fighters Guild as well. The Alliance War, we're actually going and fighting in Cyrodiil. You can get special abilities from that as well. There's lots of stuff, including racial abilities, that you can go ahead and get, which is pretty nuts, ladies and gentlemen. Just once again, it's so cool that you have all these abilities and so many different ways for you to customize your own gameplay experience. It's fantastic. Let's go over here to character, because once again, since it's been so long since I played this game, they wiped basically all of my abilities. So I had to add a bunch of them before I made this video, and of course I need to add these as well. So I basically have a bunch of these level up points, and I need to go ahead and add them. So I'm gonna add a bunch of them into health here, because you see my attribute points here. I'm gonna add a bunch into health because I feel as though having health is gonna be good. I think having some extra stamina would also be pretty good, and then we'll spend 10 points on magicka, and we'll spend our remaining 3. We'll put 1 there, we'll put 2 there. I don't know, I'm just really I'll commit my points. I'm just really putting these together. You can of course actually go ahead and change those if you guys would like, and of course I have a bunch of extra skill points available, but I have my 5 abilities right now, so I feel as though actually I should get more of a damage dealing one. Let's go ahead into here to Ardent Flame, and we'll go to Lava Whip. I like Lava Whip, it's a cool ability. So lash enemy with a flame for 1900 flame damage, and set immobile or stunned enemies off balance. It's a cool ability, I like it, so let's grab that. And do I want Molten Whip, which is going to, while the ability is slotted, I deal more damage with fire attacks, or do I want to have it so it allows for life-stealing attack when off? Now let's go with Molten Whip. There we go, and we'll actually drag that down into my 1. There we are. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. Things are going good. Now, if I actually go over here to my inventory, this is where I have all my stuff, which I have a lot of stuff from like PvPing. This is all stuff I haven't seen in ages, because it's been a while since I actually logged into this game, but these are all different abilities that you can put onto your character, or all different pieces of inventory you can put onto your character. Now, I'm just trying to make sure I have the right one here, because I have 2 shields here. One was actually created for me by a guy went by the name of Hammer Thrall, which was another player. He actually crafted this shield for me, which was pretty nice. It was good for doing damage and stuff, because its ability was it increases my magicka, which I need a little bit of that for actually dealing damage and stuff. So this one increases health, which is more for tanking. So we're going to swap these 2. That way I have my damage dealing shield on, and things can work out for me right there. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and take a look at the map here. Let's take a look at the map. So where we are right now is my favorite city in the game. We're in a place called Skywatch, which is on the island of Aradon, I want to call it, which is like the first starting island you're going to go to when you join as a member of the Aldmeri Dominion. Now, if I zoom out here, these are going to be the different areas you can go to. So right up here, we got Reaper's March, we got Green Shade, we got Grotwood, and we've got Aradon, and we have these areas. All these areas right here are areas for the Aldmeri Dominion. These areas up here, which are going to include Rivenspire, and Glenubra, and Stormhaven, and Bancoria, and the Alakur Desert. All of these places I've ever played here are going to be for the Daggerfall Covenant, and these areas over here are going to be for the Ebonheart Pact. So there's the Rift, which is actually pretty cool. If you play a lot of Skyrim and you're interested in something like that, this area right here that I'm hovering with my mouse, this area was the area in which Skyrim was set. Up here is like the province of Skyrim, and the Rift is no, maybe not the Rift. Is it the Rift? Somewhere over here, you can actually go to Riften, which was a city in Skyrim, if you're part of the Ebonheart Pact up here, which is pretty cool. You can actually go ahead and check it out. There's lots of areas here for you to go to. Then Craglorn is a veteran rank zone. If you make up to level 50, which was like the max rank in the game, after that you have veteran ranks, and there's like veteran zones where everyone has to group together, really hard bosses, lots of fun loot and quests and stuff like that to do. And then there's Cyrodiil, which is the big PvP zone, which we'll be covering that here soon. Excuse me, 1 second. Let me take a drink here. This could be a long video. Lots to cover in this game, man. Lots to cover. But let's head in here. Let's head into Skywatch, because this was like the place for me. This was like the place where my friends and I would hang out. This was like the first city we kind of came to that we're like, wow, this place is awesome. Over here is like the Blacksmith Forge, where I made a lot of my weapons, because this game has really, really cool crafting. And I just have like a lot of nostalgia for this particular little zone. I'm not going to lie, the third person is kind of throwing me off. It's nice to be able to look at my character and stuff, but I think I might actually like staying in first person. I kind of like it here. But you go in here, I used to hang out here, and I would talk to this guy. Oh, Tuzradol. I used to talk to him all the time. or to Zildro. I talk to him all the time.
You remind Tuzil of his son's cub, so full of life. This old cat just good for asking things like, what can he get you?
I've heard him say that so many times. It's pretty nuts, but he sells specific things that you might want to have for crafting and stuff like that. And I can actually show you guys a little bit what crafting is like. So as a blacksmith, let me adjust myself in my chair here. It's starting to get cramped. As we go to the blacksmith station here, I can actually, and this is what my character looks like if he doesn't have a helmet on, I can actually craft different kind of blacksmithing material gear. Right, and that involves having ore, which I can take this ore and I can actually add it, and I can now refine this voidstone ore. So I refine that. So now in my inventory, I'm actually gonna have more voidstone bars. And from here, you can actually go with those materials. You can craft different kinds of weapons and different kinds of armor depending on what you're working with. So, for example, if you're a leather worker, you can make armor that's leather armor. If you're, I believe it might be called a tailor. I could be wrong about that. You can of course make cloth-based armor, which is something that like sorcerers would wear. And so because I'm a Dragon Knight, I figured I'm going to level up a lot of my blacksmithing. It's, as you see up here, 49, level 49 in blacksmithing. Because I could create my own weapons, which I, created my swords here, and I created one of my shields, and I had someone else create a shield for me, which looked pretty cool. And so you're gonna need different things for it, right? So this is what you can do. So let's say, for example, I don't have enough materials, I don't think, for any of this on this character, because actually I have a lot of this, but it requires metalworking of 7, so I need to level up my metalworking to be able to get that. So I don't believe I can actually create anything right now. I can actually change this to things I actually have the knowledge of being able to put together, but if I go to have items, yeah, I don't have any of that. So let's say, for example, I want to build a sword, right? An iron sword. I don't have iron bars. I need iron bars to be able to do that, but I'd be able to make a sword, right? And it would essentially look like that. But what's kind of neat about it, and what's neat about the crafting system in this game, is every sword that you would like want to put together, every item, every piece of gear, every helmet, every chest, anything, they can all be altered in their appearance based upon something that is called motifs. So these motifs, you can have a Redguard style. So I can make gear that looks like it was designed with the Redguard style, which has its own distinct style, the Orc style, the Nord style, right? The Argonian style, the Altmer style, the Bosmer, which is like the Wood Elf style, the Khajiit style, which is what I'm wearing right now, the Ancient Elf style, the Barbaric style. There's a bunch of different motifs for you to find in the game, and people, of course, sell them because some of them are very rare, like the Daedric motif. You can have armor that looks like Daedric Prince armor and stuff like that, which is pretty cool, but you have to find the motif for it, which is pretty neat. And then, of course, you actually have traits down here, depending on different things that you have, and the traits would be like Sharpened, for example, which will increase my armor and my spell penetration by 3%, or I can have Weighted, which is going to increase my weapon attack speed by 2%. These are just different things I could put on the weapon. Once again, I don't have any actual materials to actually craft something. I wonder, it's been a long time since I did this, and this looks like a brand new character. Yep, a level 11 character right there. See, these are all actual people. Some of them are NPCs, but some of them are actual people. All right, Tuzil, you and your son's cub, I get. Do you actually sell iron here? I don't think you do you? Consumable? No. You sell flint and nickel and stuff like that. And these are all materials that you need. Like, for example, if you want to make things with the Khajiit style, with their motif, one, you have to have the Khajiit motif, which if you play Khajiit, you'll have it by default, or otherwise you'd have to buy it from somebody. The Khajiit ones and stuff like that, they're pretty common. But you'd also need to have moonstone to be able to craft something in that style, right? Does that make sense? And you need nickel if you want to craft in the Imperial style, obsidian and stuff like that. And so this is what my character looks like. I'm actually wearing a full set of, I believe, a lot of it is purple, I believe. I could be wrong about that. And you can upgrade. No, that one's blue. This is purple. That's purple. That's purple. That's purple. That's blue. So you can actually upgrade the different crafted pieces of gear that you put together with these things I believe are called Tempers. It's been a long time since I did it, but you can actually craft together that kind of stuff, and you can upgrade them. And when you upgrade them, they, of course, look a bit different. And you can also change around how the character looks by dyeing your armor different colors. Like, this armor wasn't originally red and white. I made it red and white because I thought it looked really cool. But as you can tell by the helmet's very Khajiit-like. You look at the armor itself, it's all very Khajiit-like, except for the legs. I believe the Khajiit legs look kind of silly for me, so I actually put together orc legs, and they actually look pretty cool on my character. And I have a Khajiit sword, and I'm not sure. This may be a barbaric shield, I believe. The Khajiit shield just wasn't doing it for me, so I end up having that, which is pretty cool. That's like what the crafting system is like. You can come over here and you can go to the clothing station, which is going to be, you're going to require like rawhide scraps and raw jute, like basically things you would get from the scraps you get from like killing animals and like skinning them. And the jute is actually it's a plant that you can gather And so you can end up getting that. And what I actually used to do a lot in this game is I would kind of just run around the island and just either farm like wood or see ya, buddy. I would farm wood, or I would farm you know, plants and stuff like that. There's lots of stuff that I could farm, and I would be able to build stuff out of it. And hello to you, Miss NPC lady. But yeah, that's the basics of crafting. Way over here, because Sky Reach is my favorite city. Ah, there's a little show going on. Wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. On, how do I do this? Ah, yes! Yay, slash dance! Alright, we can emote. I like the Khajiit dance. There's actually a lot of really cool emotes for you to do in here. Like if you do, for example, slash jute. Wait a minute. Play jute? No, it's not jute, it's loot. There, it's slash loot. You start playing the loot. This is what I used to do all the time. Whenever we were waiting for something to spawn, or you know, we were waiting for somebody in our dungeon or something, I would start playing this, and then my friend Nick, who was the sorcerer, he would do slash drums. All right, maybe that's not it. Slash drum. There it is. And he would just sit here and play the drum. He would just kind of play music. You can do also other things like sit chair. Bam, I have a chair. This game is very roleplay heavy, so if you want like roleplay and stuff like that, there's lots of different emotes and different commands that you can type in like that, which will allow you to be able to do some of that stuff, which is pretty cool. If you want to do stuff like, hold on here, let's do slash drink, you know. If you wanted to be role-playing or something like that, or hanging out with friends and stuff like that, you can do slash drink. You can do slash drink 2, I believe, which would be like wine. You can do slash drunk. Yep, now my character is drunk. Slash, there's some really funny ones if I remember right. Slash, oh, slash faint. Whoop. And down I go. Which is pretty cool. And of course, you actually have the chat over here where you can type to people and just say hi. Slash 1, no. Slash 2, nope. Those are WoW commands. I don't know. Oh, slash zone, perhaps. There we go. Is how you start typing in the zone chat. And I'm just gonna say hello all to anyone who actually may be here. I'm not sure how many people would be here this early in the afternoon, but just want to say hi to people. I used to, yeah, there we go. We got Ragnar the Exile saying hello, and you can talk to people in chat. You can try and sell things, like for example, you see in the chat right there, Quintus Rately, which is an actual person. Of course, you can have full first and last names. This guy's name is Richard Smithy. You know, anyone selling racial motifs, this guy is willing to sell this particular ring, which you of course can look at the ring and see if that's gonna be good. It's part of a set bonus you can have, and just this little cool things like that. Right up here, I believe, is going to be the bank, which is kind of a cool little area. Yeah, that's the Skywatch Coin House, which is going to be a bank where you can store items and stuff like that. Lots of cool stuff for you to do, and kind of similar to Skyrim. You know, I have my stamina bar over there, and I believe if I were to actually cast some spells, I'd have Magicka. So, for example, some of the spells I have, bam! Very dragon-like, wouldn't you say? This is an ability that Dragon Knights can have, and it's actually going to make it so we take reduced Magicka damage for a little bit. Now, this increases my armor, as you might imagine. It is going to be a ability that's going to increase my armor. Oh!
Where are the guards when you need them?
Sorry! Sorry! I forgot about the new system! I am so sorry! Run away! Where's my horse? Okay, you can't get on your horse while in combat. No! No, don't suck me in! Wait, I'm being crowd controlled right now? Oh goodness. I don't like it. What? Fugitive! No! I'm sorry! What do I do? What do I do? No! I'm so sorry, guard! No! I'm sorry! I'm not trying to fight you. I quit. What is happening? Okay, there's a whole new system which was added to the game after I had played it. Once I got to veteran rank 5, I took a big break from the game, and now I'm like finally returning to it a little bit. I took a big break though, and part of it is add a fugitive system where you can actually steal from like NPCs and stuff like that, and like pickpocket them, or you can kill them if you would end up wanting to do that. Like I just accidentally did right there, which was pretty nuts. I didn't mean to do that. I killed that poor NPC. Then the guards like started like attacking me and stuff, which is not something I'm a fan of. Not something I'm a fan of at all. I don't want to be hurting anybody. That's the last thing I want to do. I'm a good guy. I'm a good Khajiit. I don't want to hurt anybody. Oh, what's that thing in the bomb right there? Oh, man. Is that how much money like my bounty is? People are going to kill me on sight. And I believe other players can actually kill me on sight as well. Hi, guys. You guys doing some fishing? I'd like to fish. I don't remember how I do that, though. Is it slash fish? I think it might be slash fish. No, that's not how you do it. Well, regardless, you can do fishing in this game. That's something you can do. And, of course, what I used to actually do a lot in this game is I would just kind of run around this island. I'm actually going to go in the first person. I kind of like first person. I'm actually just more used to it, I suppose, from Borderlands and zombies and stuff like that. But you can run around the island itself. And there's going to be stuff to find and stuff that will allow you to, like gathering resources. You can find things like wood and ore and stuff like that, which of course you can use for crafting or you can use it for selling. There's of course dungeons and stuff like that, which I think will make our way up towards a dungeon here soon. You can go ahead and do that, and maybe I'll tank a dungeon for people that are up there, which is a low level dungeon, so I'll like pretty much easily be able to go through it. But yeah, we can do something like that. But yeah, we've shown you crafting. We've shown you a little bit about the abilities. There's actually a new feature, which I actually want to kind of check it out right now real quick. This new feature is going to be called the Crown Store, which I don't know much about this. So the Crown Store allows you to purchase customization and convenience items as well as DLC for your Elder Scrolls Online Tamriel Unlimited account. All transactions in the Crown Store are made with store currency known as crowns. Crowns can be purchased using the Buy Crowns button located at the bottom left of the Crown Store menu. Purchase of any DLC or non-consumable item in the Crown Store will give you access to that DLC or item forever. Consumable items are level agnostic. Consumable items are level agnostic and will operate. Okay. So basically, since Elder Scrolls Online, when it originally launched, it came with a subscription. It was a subscription-based game, and you paid $15 a month, I believe it was. And I was one of the people that paid it because I was more than happy to, because I really enjoyed it. I really did. I really ended up enjoying playing the game. But since then, they went free to play because a lot of people didn't want to pay for that, and that's kind of understandable. So they went free to play, and part of it is this is kind of like their in-game store, which apparently I have 6,100 crown points, which I haven't spent any money on this. And now that I'm looking at this, oh wow, I can buy new mounts, which can involve this banded Gar Charger. I get a Golden Eye Guar, White Mane Horse. I think I'm going to go with this guy. This Nightmare Corsair looks freaking awesome. Why would I not buy that horse? Are you serious? That thing is cool. I'm going to buy that. Exit preview. So how do I purchase this thing? Is that something I can just purchase? Oh, I have to press E while hovering over it. All right, that's going to cost me some of my points, and I now successfully purchased Nightmare Corsair, and the collection updated. I now have a Nightmare Corsair added to my mounts. And there's also pets, apparently, that you can have that will follow you around, like the Fennec Fox. And this is like similar to like World of Warcraft. Those guys that have played that. A little Banekin, if I wanted to have that thing follow me around. That's kind of creepy. Consumables, bundles, adventure pack. What in the world are these? Pack treasure maps. Okay, so these are treasure maps to find stuff within the world. Crown motif, rare styles. So you can just... Oh, wow. So for 5,000 of these crown points, I could just purchase these motifs rather than actually having to farm for them and do stuff like that. Huh, see, when I was playing the game way back when the game first came out, things like the barbaric motif, things like the primal motif, the ancient elves, and the Daedric motif, these were all these like really rare motifs that you could like randomly find like as a world drop off of a mob, or I could find them like by looking through like somebody's, just like you would in Skyrim, like looking through somebody's dresser drawers or something like that. You might occasionally find stuff like this. And these were just very rare drops. Oh no! I'm coming, citizen! I'm coming! There you go. I mean, you probably had it on your own, but I wanted to help. Ah, see, there's a sorcerer. She's a sorcerer, and she summoned. That's one of the Daedric pets that you can actually summon. But I don't know. I saw a bear, and I didn't know. I wanted to help. All in a day's work, citizen. That was fun. That was fun. But this is like I said, no, wolf. I like wolves. Don't make. Don't make. Look at you. Look at you. Don't make me. Don't make me. Whip. See, okay, so how the leveling system works in this game is you go from levels 1 through 50, and after that you have veteran ranks. Veteran rank, I believe there used to be 12 veteran ranks, something along those lines, but I think there's more now. I'm veteran rank 5, alright? And so I'm way over leveled for this particular area. I just enjoy this area. Apparently I've never discovered High Tide Keep, or maybe it's rediscovering it for me because it's been a while since I actually played this game. I don't know. And this actually I believe is wood. No. Yeah, this is wood. This is maple wood. So I go up here. All you simply do is walk up to it. You hit E or wherever your equivalent to be on console, and you grab it. Now I have 3 rough maples. These are used to create shields, staves, bows, and stuff like that of levels 1 through 14. So like a very basic bow that you want to craft. Let's say you are a anything really. Let's say you're a sorcerer, maybe you're a Templar, wherever you want to be, and you want to be a player that uses bows, because any class can use any weapons. You know, I could use, let's go into your skills real quick. I could use a bow if I wanted to, and actually level it up on this character. I mean, it's kind of silly, be a Dragon Knight with a bow, but you could do it if you would want to. Right, you could definitely do that. So you gather things like that wood that I just picked up. These are potency runes, which are, I believe, for alchemy. I don't know too much about those, to be perfectly honest. I never did know much about them. But you can, of course, grab those if you would like to. Just little things like that. What I would do is I would just kind of run around this island and just kind of gaze at the beauty that was this game. Now, I've actually dropped the settings a little bit. This isn't ultra settings. I dropped it down to roughly about high, and I think this is going to be about what you can expect your graphics to look like when you're playing on Xbox One and PlayStation 4, which is it's going to be beautiful. You know, the game itself is a beautiful looking game. Everything is fantastic. Right now, the view distance looks a little bit low, but I could, of course, can increase that. But it's a beautiful looking game. If you were a fan of the way Skyrim looked, you're going to enjoy the way the Elder Scrolls Online looks, because it's a fantastic looking game. Now, we got these imps here. Well, I was about to say, let's see if we can kill these imps, but let's be honest here. Let's be honest. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. These guys die too quick. I want to try out this ability. I want to pull up these guys from the ground, and actually, maybe they actually changed around the ability. The ability, I believe, for Burning Talons was call for talons from the ground that deal damage. But the talons actually should come out of the ground, I would have thought. I don't remember, but let's start heading towards a dolmen. That's where I want to go. I want to go find a dolmen. And that's a dolmen. And down here's a dolmen. Down there's a dolmen. That looks like the closest one. So let's set that. Ah! Oh, wow. No! I don't want to fast travel, which you can fast travel places which will cost you gold, but I don't want to do that. I want to set a waypoint. What button do I press to set a waypoint? Oh, I'll press F to set my destination there. Alright, so now, when I'm looking at the top part of my HUD, I can easily say, hey, that's where I need to go. And I also want to change around my mount. Where are the mounts in this? Oh, goodness gracious, guys. It's been so long. Just so long since I played this game and messed around with this stuff. Collections, I suppose it would be somewhere in here. I do have the Imperial race unlocked because I got the Imperial edition. The Striped Senche, which is a Ratterdew. I don't know what this is. Apparently I have it. The Imperial horse. And let's set this horse as my active horse. Alright, and then I have horse set to H. Awesome! Here's my new horse. You can actually upgrade your horses once a day, actually, by going to a stable. And from that stable, you can feed... Hey, there's a player. You can feed your horse one of three things. Like, if you feed him an apple, that's going to increase his max health. If you feed him, like, grain or something like that, it's going to increase his stamina by 1. Or if you feed him something else, I forget what, it's going to increase its carry capacity, which is all kind of nice. You can do those kind of things. I definitely like that kind of stuff. Of course, this horse, I believe, is going to have pretty low stamina because I just got him. But, yeah, you can, of course, increase all of this stuff. And apparently I discovered the Lover's Stone back there, which are stones that you can get different kind of buffs and stuff from, but we don't really need to go too far into that. Right now, I want to actually just get to a dolmen. Hello? Hi, guys. What's going on here? What's going on here? Whoa! Oh, hi there. Yes, so the story of the game, or at least the setting, without spoiling really too much, is a Daedric Lord is going to be trying to take over the world, and he's summoning a lot of these Daedric things into the world. And one of the places that he does so are these things called Dolmens. Now, these Dolmens are kind of... I almost want to call them a world event in a way where a lot of people can come together and work together to take down a common task, which is destroying this dolmen. You need to destroy it every time it pops up. It's a very creepy thing, very loud. I don't think I'm that close to it just yet. Yeah, I still got a little bit of ways to get to it, but I'm just going to assume that dolmen hasn't been killed in a while, so I'm just going to head over to there and see if we can actually take down that dolmen. Of course, just like any other MMO game, or online persistent as they call this game, because they were so hesitant to call it an MMO. You play with a bunch of other players in the world. You can do quests in group, and there are actually a bunch of quests and a bunch of missions similar to how you had it in Skyrim. You know, you pick up a mission, you go on your quest, you retreat, you come back to your mission, and that's how it works. These are called way shrines, and you basically learn these way shrines just by walking up to them and using them, and from there you can teleport from this way shrine to other way shrines if you would like to, but I don't want to teleport to Shex. I want to head down to this dolmen, the Kalimbar dolmen. And I could probably, pretty easily, I could probably solo the Dolmen because it's designed for like people that on this island that are like level 15 or under. But I'll just kind of show you guys what a Dolmen would be like. Then maybe we'll head on over to another zone, or maybe I would mess around a little bit on my Templar. We'll have to see. But the Dolmen apparently is going to be this way. Ah, there she is. Now, if it activates, yep, all right, this Dolmen hasn't been killed in a while. Oh boy, so here come a bunch of people from the Worm Cult. Now, watch what happens here. Let's go in the first person.
The blood offering.
Let Cold Harbor remake Nern in its own image.
God of schemes, we offer this victim to honor you.
Through the power of innocent blood, bring forth your anchor, and let two worlds become one.
We submit to your will, and call forth the chains of Cold Harbor.
Yeah, it's pretty freaking creepy. I was just walking along questing the one day, he's going, oh boy, I'm so much fun as a cat playing around this game, and then suddenly it's like you hear chains coming out of the sky, and these guys, and how you actually like deactivate the Dolmen is you and probably a bunch of other people are gonna have to come up here and actually fight all of these guys. You need to kill off all the people that are here, and you actually need to kill in the Daedric things that are going to be summoned in from the Dolmen itself, like these guys. All right, you. Wait, I'm trying to remember how. I'm just trying to remember how to play this game. It's been so long, man. Let's get some armor here, which I don't even really need it. But let's get a little bit of armor. Oh wait, we have another Dragon Knight here actually fighting. Here you go, buddy. Let me help you out. I don't want this guy to die. You see the green health bar? You can get add-ons to change around how that stuff would look. But that guy is a level 9. He's here to help with it. And you actually use these anchor pennants. You destroy those, and that's gonna actually make it so the Dolmen itself will actually end. You gotta basically destroy those when they pop up. You fill them with souls, basically, from all the things you're killing. Oh, let's get the spider Daedra. Yeah, this thing could probably die soon. Let's use you. Yep. I should start lava whipping these guys, because these guys can get rough. This guy's level 9, you know. These level 12s and stuff are gonna murder him. It's a good thing I'm here, helping him out. You get a lot of XP for actually doing this as well, which is pretty nice. But he's also a Dragon Knight. You see how he's got the same armor popping out that I do. He's also a Khajiit. He's a Khajiit Dragon Knight, just like me. Awesome. He's using dual weapons too, which is really cool because, you know, whatever class, like I prefer the sword and board, but you know, you could also, you know, you could go with two axes like what he's doing. You could go with a big two-handed axe or two-handed sword if you would want to. You can do all that stuff. It really depends on what you want to do. It looks like all three of us are Dragon Knights. Rock on, except for this person. This person doesn't look like a Dragon Knight. And that is the big villain of the game. This is like the main villain, or not the main villain, but like the main boss of this Dolmen was that Watcher right there. All right, we done did it, boys. And girl or two. Oh wait, there's still things. I'm coming. I love that charge ability. It's my favorite thing about being a Dragon Knight. It's great. But just keep in mind that would have been a lot more difficult if I wasn't like 40 levels over leveled. Woo! And they drop a chest when you actually do that. I don't think I get one because I'm such a high level. But a chest usually drops right here. And you can actually get stuff from it. So, actually, I'm going to cheer. And clap. And dance. Have a hard time doing VR stuff. And /R. No, just recording. Yeah, the guy whispered me, he's like having a hard time doing veteran rank 5 stuff because I'm way over geared for this, like super over geared and over leveled for this. So he's like, you having a hard time doing veteran rank stuff? I'm like, no, I'm just recording stuff. I'm not even gonna answer him. I'm recording stuff for YouTube here. I'm doing that. I'm just showing what Dolmens are like. So where can we go now? Banished Cells. I could go to a dungeon. No, actually, let's go to a more difficult zone, and that way you guys can kind of see, you know, what it's like to actually, you know, have someone that's fighting things that aren't stupidly easy. So where would be a good zone? What level was the stuff in Reaper's March? I don't remember. I'm actually a veteran. rank, so I guess stuff up in Craglorn would be more my level. But the things in Craglorn are really hard. They hurt really bad, actually. Like they're super high leveled stuff. So we could do PvP in Cyrodiil, which Cyrodiil's pretty interesting. We should show that actually eventually. Let's actually. Let's teleport here. We're going to go to Fort Sphinxmox, which I could actually, if I were actually to run to a waste shrine, it would be free for me to teleport there, but I'm just going to pay the 146 gold just to quickly go there. And it's because I want to go to the Dawnmead Dolmen, which would be a dolmen more equipped for my level, and so we'll head there. So when you actually do a teleport, you end up doing this, which looks kind of cool. I'm not going to lie, I kind of like the way it looks. Ooh. And now we're heading to a whole new zone, which is going to be the zone called Reaper's March. Now, I don't want to, of course, show everything there is to see within the zones and stuff. I want you guys to be able to explore stuff for yourselves. But then again, maybe some of you guys aren't even planning on actually playing somebody from the Old Mary Dominion. It could be completely possible. But yes, it's I enjoyed the game. I did. It's basically how the game is broken down, aside from like questing and stuff like that, is there is in fact a main story. What I think a lot of MMOs have a problem doing is they don't very clearly distinct what the main zone is or what the main quest is on the main storyline, and so you can never really tell like what is important and what isn't important, right? And so they make it very distinct. If I go here, so L takes you to the Alliance War. I go to mail here. Apparently I have congratulations on your stripes. Senshei mount has arrived. It's prowling about your collections window, ready for adventure. So apparently I got a mask of... Apparently I get this stuff for like having played the game a long time ago. I don't know. That is all relatively old stuff. But I just get so confused with like all the stuff that there is to do and to see in this game. Here's some dwarven ore, which of course you can go ahead and mine. But what was I actually looking for? I'm like brain dead. I was looking for something specific. Oh, quest. That was what I was looking for. Group, friends, guilds. You can join up to 4 guilds, I believe, which is pretty weird. I'm still in the Old Mary Commerce, which is essentially a trading guild, I suppose, because this game's different. It doesn't have like an auction house like it should. I feel so. It should honestly have an auction house. Basically, it has guild auction houses where you can go to your bank and you can go to the guild bank and you can sell things in your guild bank to other players in your guild. That's like one of the ways you can make money, or you can make money by selling stuff in chat and stuff like that. But yeah, you can join up to 4 guilds, and apparently I'm the only user that's online, so this guild's probably dead and people probably don't play it very much. But it was founded on 4/4 of 2014, and the guild master is that guy. And yeah, but where were quests? Champion. Whoa, the champion system. I don't even know what this is. This is new. Okay, so the champion system menu allows you to assign champion points to various constellations to attain statistical bonuses. Interesting. I'm just going to skip that. What? Under the mage's influence, the ritual grants you magicka and makes your attacks more precise. The Archronoc, under that mage's influence, it boosts my magicka and trains your skill at arms. And over here, the apprentice increases your magicka and empowers your spells. What? I don't know. I guess we'll go with... Oh, wait. These are all... Wow, I have a bunch of points available, too. This is nuts! I don't know what any of these mean. This is a lot more like what Skyrim actually had. Under the warrior's influence. Okay. So, oh, these are like the lord, the lady, the steed, the ritual. Oh, okay. Okay, this actually makes a little bit of sense. So under the warrior's influence, the steed boosts your health and shields you from damage. All right, so let's hop into there. Oh man, this is like a whole new skill tree almost. This is cool. Medium armor focus. Boo! I have heavy armor focus. I don't need your medium. So resistant reduces the amount of damage you take from critical hits. Spell shield increases spell resistance. Invigorating bash gives you 20% chance to restore 805 health every time that you actually bash an enemy, which would be pretty good if I were to like level that up. I'm not going to spend too much time in here, but yeah, that place is pretty cool. That's actually pretty neat that you can do all that stuff. But there is a place for your quest. Where is your quest? Have I passed it? Notifications, help, inventory, crown store, character, skills, champion, journal. Would it be in my journal? Okay, so the quests are in your journal. And so when you look through your quests, like I go here to Oradon, I have like this one for Silent Village. It's designed for level 10. If it were a main story quest, it would very distinctly say main story. And every 5 levels or so, you're going to get another part of the main story. Whereas when you get up to level 50, that is going to be like the end of the main story. And these guys are level 43. I wonder if I could solo this Dolmen with it being designed for level 43. I'm gonna run off into the distance real quick, just so I can, just so we can look. Just because it looks really cool if you like, walk up on a Dolmen that's actually coming down. Which once again, this isn't even like a quest. It's just kind of like a world event where a bunch of people can work together. Usually, if there's anybody like actually questing in that particular area, they hear the Dolmen because you can see the chains for like miles away. You hear the sound, like the sirens coming down and stuff like that. Lots of cool stuff happens when a Dolmen ends up happening, and people end up coming. Oh goodness, like that sound. It's very loud, guys. You can hear it from a very far ways away. So, yeah, it's people come and people help here. But these guys are level 43, which will be more challenging than what the last guys were. But I should be all right to take them out, I would assume. So that's how I break crowd control. Apparently, I don't know much about breaking crowd control. All right. Yeah, there we go. Shackled and drawn. Let's get the old lava whip out. This is why I wanted to have more magicka, I suppose. Because you look there, my magicka is actually like what I use for my abilities. Yes, very nice. Things are going good. I'll zoom in a little bit more. Because I know games like this can actually be kind of hard to see. Like what's going on. And lava whip. And I believe I can like when I bash them with my shield. That takes stamina. Alright, so I only lost like half of my health, but I do have a bit of health regeneration. Let's get my shield back. These guys are going to be a little bit bigger. I'm good. We're good. Okay. Maybe not with that thing. It's going to be charging at me. Everything's coming back to me here. I'm not going to lie. I like this. I need my shield back. Let's get my shield back. Should I throw down my ultimate? I'm going to throw down my ultimate. Ultimate time! I love this thing. This is my ultimate as a Dragon Knight, or one of the ultimates I decided to use. And it makes so these guys take a ton of fire damage. It also increases like the damage I take and reduces the damage that gets done to me while it's actually active. It's got the Aldmeri Dominion flag right there, and it's got like a dragon there. It doesn't last very long. And then you see there at the bottom right of my bar, my R is my ultimate, and I need to level that, or I need to, kill off a bunch of things and wait for it to actually come back. So, oh no, I'm gonna get run over by that thing. That's the last thing I want to have happen. Well, we used to actually have kind of a cool strategy. This ability that I've been using where I like shackle them, like with the ground comes up and shackles them in place. I would do that, and then my friend Nick, who was a sorcerer, he would, hey, this guy, he's veteran rank 14. All right, so this guy's even more over leveled than me. So we're gonna kill this thing. But my friend Nick would, I would shackle them all to the ground in one spot, and then he would hit him with a big spell, and it would do a lot of damage that way. So it just works out pretty well. And let's destroy these anchor pinions. Shackled and drawn, shackled and drawn. And Nick would always sing that every time, which apparently is like a country song, but we always sing that every time I did the shackle.
The plane meld is nearly complete.
Oh, here comes the big guy. Shackled and drawn. Okay, so I can't really keep him in place that well. Let's get my shield back. Oh, we killed that veteran rank 14 killed him so quickly. So quickly. And we win! Slash cheer! You gotta love it when that happens. But right here is where the chest is gonna drop once this... Oh, I need to actually press this. Whoop, there we go. Yeah! Yeah! We win! Gotta kill all the Dolmens. Gotta kill all the Dolmens. Kill the Dolmens. Where's my chest? Or did they get rid of chests? They might have. Chests used to drop. They would drop right there. Maybe they got rid of that. I don't remember. But keep in mind, Dolmens, they... See, notice how that character, he saw a Dolmen was up. Whenever people see a Dolmen's up, everyone runs over and tries to help. But once again, I'm over-leveled for this area. I need to be up in the veteran zone. But, Dolmens, they take a little while to, like, respawn, shall we say. Like, I could come over here and I could hang out in that Dolmens area and nothing's going to happen because it was just recently killed. You give it, 10 minutes or so. I don't know how long the respawn timer is on it. But you give it some time, then eventually the next person actually comes over there. It'll actually trigger the Dolmen to actually happen again. And there's that veteran rank 14 guy, Beastie Bob. But, yeah, I'm trying to think of there's some other things here. I guess I could show you PvP real quick. Wow, how come... Oh, okay, there's different kinds of PvP. But what was I gonna say? I'm getting ahead of myself here. I'm already really far in this video, just trying to give you guys like an idea of what this game's like. We could go to PvP. We could show you a little bit of stuff on my Templar. Yeah, well, I think we'll do it that way. So in terms of PvP, all the PvP is, there's no like real world PvP per se. The PvP consists in Cyrodiil. Now Cyrodiil is an area in the central of the map, and you notice it's like the center point. Up here is Daggerfall Covenant. Over here is Aldmeri Dominion. Up here is Ebonheart Pact. And right in the middle of all these three things is Cyrodiil. And what you want to do in Cyrodiil is there's going to be a bunch of different castles or keeps that you need to control. And whichever faction holds all 6 keeps that surround the throne here, the best player, like I don't even know how they determine it, but the best player from that faction, like in that battle, becomes the Emperor. Right, and the Emperor gets a bunch of ridiculous buffs and abilities. It's giant open world PvP up there in Cyrodiil, but keep in mind Cyrodiil is the only place where PvP will actually happen. And they changed it around, so there's actually a bunch of different places for you to actually do PvP. They finally added a non-veteran PvP place. That's amazing, and you can actually look in here, and it'll show you what the population is like there. So there's a medium number of Daggerfall Covenant people there, a low number of Ebonheart Pact people in there, and a medium number of Aldmeri Dominion people in there. And there's also different things like they basically reset the world and the Emperor and stuff like that, like every 30 days, 14 days, or 7 days, and at the end of like that particular season, they will give you gold and stuff like that. But 7-day standard, which one has the most people in it, I guess is where... See, this place, I don't think I want to join the Chillrend, because there's a low number of Aldmeri Dominion people in there, and a bunch of people in there from Daggerfall, so chances are we're just getting whooped in there. I guess we'll go 7-day standard, just kind of like a low number of everybody in there, it would look like. So let's go 7-day standard. We'll go here and we will enter the campaign. And we'll head over into there. Now, we're allowed to join, I believe. Yes. All right. So we can join, hit F to accept, and travel to the campaign. It's basically going to teleport you to Cyrodiil, I believe. Why didn't it teleport me to Cyrodiil? What did I do wrong? Notifications. Okay, so it says I'm entering it. There we go. Okay. It's been a long time, once again, since I played this game and I've been here. This is definitely a different loading screen for Cyrodiil. The old Cyrodiil loading screen was like all 3 factions in a giant brawl fighting. It was kind of a cool looking thing. Hopefully there'll be some fighting going on. It involves a lot of stuff involving siege engines, taking over these keeps. If you take... Oh, wow. Awful frame rate. I'm at 16 frames per second right now. Okay. Now I seem to be a little bit better. Now I'm back up to 60. Okay, let's actually head outside. It involves a bunch of different keeps, and all the keeps are kind of like this, and the point of it is to, you know, bust down the walls, which you can completely destroy the walls to these areas and stuff like that, get inside, and take over the keep for your particular faction. And that's really kind of like what people are trying to do with this kind of stuff. But, yeah, the thing about it is if you want to do it, you want to control different kinds of resources around it. It's very, it can be kind of confusing, and I acknowledge that. So, the keep that I'm at right now, there's different things around it. There's the mine, there's the lumber mill, and there's the farm. These are like different areas that you can control to get part of this. You know, if you're wanting to take over an area, which, for example... wow, it's looking like we just took over Chalman Keep. If you want to take it over, it's pretty good to take over their farm and their lumberyard first, because that makes it so their defenses aren't nearly as good. But let's head this way, is towards where I believe there's going to be some action happening. And these are Dominion guards. These are, of course, NPCs on our side. There are a bunch of NPCs out here, as well as actual players for you to fight in this world, which is pretty cool. But once again, giant, big, open world PvP. The best way to do things is to try and get into a group, or even, being a best case scenario, you get into a guild that's just kind of like really kind of into this kind of a thing. And you guys all play together. And there'll be like a big group of you. I'll just type in chat looking for group as well. Looking for a group as well. And maybe somebody will invite me to their particular group. And it'll be a little bit easier to explain stuff that way. But yes, we're going to be heading out this way. I believe we're fighting over at Chalman Keep right now. It's kind of hard to tell when you're not into a group. PvP has always been really kind of hit or miss for me. Not even going to lie. It was always kind of like me running around going, okay, where's everyone fighting at? Like, what keep are we trying to take right now? Where should we go, you know? And then by the time I get there, you know, the fight's over, or people have moved on. It was always kind of really annoying in that respect. So until I eventually ended up actually joining a guild that was really into PvP. I think they call themselves the Royal Aldmeri Guard. And when I got back on this game, I wasn't still in that guild. So either they kicked me from it for not being on for so long, because I took an extended break from this game, or... they disbanded. It's entirely possible. But those were really cool people. You know, I used to do dungeons with those guys, and I would, you know, we PvP with them, and you know, we'd go questing together and just chat or go fishing, or you know, all the cool stuff that you can do in a game like this. Now, this place up here is what's called an outpost, and these outposts are kind of like mini forts in a way that you can, of course, break into as well and take over. And if you do that, it will basically allow you to respawn at that area, instead of having to spawn, like, you can only spawn at keeps that you have, and keeps are connected. You notice how there's like a yellow line, because yellow is, of course, for the Aldmeri Dominion. I can spawn at any one of these places. I cannot spawn over at Chalman Keep, because we don't have the outpost, which will connect the teleports, right? You need to have those connected. So, because of that, I'm just having to skip by. I don't think I would be very well off to try and solo cap an entire outpost, because there's going to be a bunch of NPCs in there trying to stop me, of course. So I don't want to do that. I'm just going to keep on riding over to this keep, and we'll see if there's some actual people over here or not. Because it looks like we haven't taken the mines yet, which is weird. But yeah, it's, once again, giant open world PvP. I don't think it gets much more big and open world than this. I mean, just how long, look how long it's taken me just to ride over to battle. It's kind of absurd, you know. Now, there's a way to get around this. How, yeah, you just go up in here and go around, okay. Ah, yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty sure by the bags on the back of this horse. This is the horse I used to carry a lot of stuff. Ooh. Who dares? Ah! Yep. I just got killed by a member of the Daggerfall Covenant, who is also veteran rank 14. One of the things I will say about PvP in this game is level kind of equals skill, I suppose, in this. Now, they scale you, which, don't get me wrong, they do scale you. You know, if you're veteran rank like 14 or whatever, you know, you're like the maximum rank in the game, I believe. But if you're veteran rank 5 like me, I believe they will actually scale you up a bit, which can actually help you out in terms of your gear and stuff like that. But I have found that, you know, the higher level you are, the harder it is to die. You know, it's harder to kill people that are a lot higher of a level in this. That's why I believe they add a non-veteran rank PvP, which is actually a pretty smart thing. But any groups, invite please. Type in HOD. I'll type in HOD real quick. I'm not even going to stay in this group very long. And right here we go. They invite me to a group. All right, so here we are with a group. And we got these guys. Now, I believe I'll be able to see them on the map. Yes, I can. They're over there fighting at the mines. So let's head on over. Let's go get some stuff going on here. I think they're going to be trying to take the mines over for this particular fort. No, I ain't want to get off my horse. I'm just not used to the buttons. I'm just not used to the buttons. Oh, I'm now in a large group. But of course, if you don't like the way this interface looks, stuff like that, there are, of course, a bunch of add-ons you can get to change around this kind of thing. In terms of like the group and stuff like that. I'm coming, fellas. Don't start the party without me. All right, we started the party. I'm here. How we all doing? Huh? How we all doing? Wait a minute, what's going on here? I can't tell. Wait, these are all just people for the Aldmeri Dominion. I'm having trouble figuring out like who's who or what's what.
I could use a drink or three.
But yes, I believe we captured the mines because the flag is here. Are there any actual bad guys here? I can't tell. But I think the bad guys show up with, like, health bars, right? Above their heads. I'm fairly sure. But it can get pretty cool. Like, what we would do with my guild and what we would do, like, when we get in these big groups is, you know, we all kind of, like, zerg together. We're all in, like, a big group together, and we go attack different bases and stuff. It's all pretty cool, and then you unlock stuff. And once again, since we captured this base, if we can actually capture the Blue Road Keep... Oh, goodness. I thought someone was attacking me. If we can capture Blue Road Keep, we would have all 6 of the keeps that are surrounding the... I think they call it the Ruby Throne, which is in the middle there. Which is in the middle there. So if we capture that, we would have all 6 bases, and then our faction would be the winning faction. We would have the Emperor, and the Emperor gives a bunch of buffs off to everybody, and it's pretty cool. So once you hit level 10, like this guy right here, you can actually come here. Of course, they try to scale up your items and stuff like that, but... I wouldn't recommend doing too much PvP until you're a higher level. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, that is a bit of PvP. I'm actually going to go ahead and... How do I leave the group? So how do I... /leave group? I don't remember how you leave group. I don't know. Wait, is this an actual person? Like what? Oh, that's a shield I got put on me. I can't tell. These people act like they're fighting me. I don't know how to leave the group though. So what we're going to do is we're going to ever so sneakily log out to the character select screen, which is going to log me out in 9 seconds. And I'll figure out how to do that later when we're not doing a video that's over an hour long. Good stuff. So that's a bit of PvP. That's a bit of PvP, ladies and gentlemen. Gotta wait for the links here. We'll hop on my Templar, show you a little bit of things about that, and then I think we're gonna end off the video because I've shown you all there is to really see. And now, of course, I didn't show you any actual questing. I didn't show you any actual dungeons or anything like that, because that stuff I think you guys should be able to experience for yourselves. When you're doing the quests and stuff, every character in this game has voice acting. It's pretty crazy. The quests are fantastic. In terms of the game itself, I think that, you know, for $60, which is probably what the game's going to cost, and it doesn't have a monthly fee anymore, for $60, this game is well worth the price, just so you can experience the game. Like, if you're a fan of Skyrim and, like, the story and, like, all the things you could do, like, out there in the open world and stuff like that, you'll like this game. You'll love this game if you enjoyed that aspect. So just something to keep in mind. And this is my guy. I like my bows. Da 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 da. Now let's not actually try to kill anybody here, but I believe all my abilities have actually been reset once again since I actually haven't played this game in quite a long time. And so let's just grab some abilities here. I'm not even really gonna look as to what they are. Of course, you can change these things whenever you'd like to, just by going to like a shrine that will allow you to change them. But let's just grab some abilities here. So for example, as a Templar, you can do heals. That was like a big area of effect heal. This is also a heal. Very, very cool looking heal abilities. Wow. Wait. You can tab target this game now? That's actually really cool. They didn't actually have tab targeting back when I played. So that's pretty cool. There's another really cool healing spell. Rite of Passage, Dawn's Wrath, Dawn's Wrath is pretty cool. I'm actually going to grab this, but the thing about it is I have to wait for my ultimate to come back. It's basically a big fire nova that you send down to the ground, and it does just a ton of damage. It's really cool. Like, the Templars are all about like sun damage, fire damage, stuff like that, as well as like actual healing and stuff. So there's lots of cool stuff that you can do with that. Cleansing Ritual, Rush Ceremony, shares your inner light with a wounded ally to heal for 1800. You know, lots of cool little abilities that you can actually have here. And of course, you can have an ultimate ability if you would like to. Restores magicka when healing low health allies, which is good. I would grab that, I suppose. Exalt to the sacred light of the Daedric to cleanse yourself of one harmful effect and heal nearby allies. You know, there's lots of different healing abilities that you can have, and a lot of them look pretty cool when you actually use them, like that. I mean, that just looks cool when you're healing and stuff. And you got this. I mean, you just got really cool looking healing abilities, as well as if you want to be like me, where you want to be like a healer, but at the same time, let's say you want to be a bit of a hybrid, you know, and you want to use a bow and arrow, because I always love the idea of like wood elves and bows and arrows and stuff like that. You can go into the bow tree, just like we did on my Dragon Knight, and you go to bows, and then here you go. You got all kinds of different abilities that you can get by using a bow and arrow. This one is called Volley, which is pretty cool. Let's morph it. Increases range and radius, and puts fire on the ground. We'll use the fire on the ground one. Let's grab that, and we'll just put that down. Actually, we can switch to number 2, and I can have a healing. I can have like a healing set, and I can have like a bow and arrow set just by switching back here, which is what I think I had already. Scatter shot, arrow spray, snipe, poison arrow. The one I just really wanted to show you was this one, because it's pretty cool. So it's a bow and arrow ability. Hopefully I don't kill any NPCs by doing this, where you basically shoot a bunch of flaming arrows down like an area of effect area, which is pretty cool. I think it's one of the cooler abilities in the game. A little bit of AoE damage if you would like that kind of thing. You have scatter shot here, which blasts an enemy with an explosive arrow, dealing 901 physical damage and knocking them back, which is very nice. Being able to do stuff like that, you can knock the NPCs back pretty far. Of course, you have a bunch of passes and stuff like that you can do as well. You can go up in here into class, Daedric Spear, Piercing Javelin, kind of a cool ability that I think a lot of people actually like. It's basically a melee ability if you're a Templar. And do I not have it equipped? I do, but I hurl my spear. It's instant. It requires 2,000 magicka. Do I not have 2,000 magicka on me right now? Is that my problem? I don't know. Where's my magicka at? Oh, it's because I don't have really any magicka or anything else, because everything was reset. That makes a lot of sense. And different abilities cost different things. Like some abilities cost stamina, other abilities cost magicka. It all depends, you know. But there, I should have a lot more magicka now. But I'm wondering if I'm just not allowed to use that ability. Huh, why can't I use that ability? Wait, I can't do it. Do I have to be fighting somebody for it to work? Huh. Well, it's a cool looking ability, but I wish I could show it to you. But I don't think I can use it right now, which kind of stinks. But yeah, there's lots of different abilities. Like we were just doing with PvP, you get different abilities by leveling yourself up in PvP, by assaulting and supporting things, and of course racial abilities that you can get. Like what else have their own specific racial abilities, just like we saw with old Jasandar, the Khajiit Dragon Knight. And of course you got a bow here, which I believe I crafted this bow. No, I need to go I for inventory. I believe I crafted this bow. It's called it's called a Master Tracker's bow. It has a fiery weapon enchant on it. It's also built to be precise, and it's got the Wood Elf motif on there. You can, of course, craft bows different motifs, and you can craft gear with different motifs. It's lots of cool stuff, really, for you to do. And yeah, lots of cool stuff. I like it. I like the game a whole lot. It's a fun game. And those of you guys that were interested in buying the Elder Scrolls Online, which is going to come out on June 9th, now you have kind of an idea of what the game has in it and things for you to do. So just keep that in mind. But ladies and gentlemen, that is going to be today's video. Very, very long, but I still think it was a fun video to put together. I could try and sneak into that house by lockpicking into it, just like you could in Skyrim. Once again, this game does have quests. It does have an entire storyline, and it plays a ton like what Skyrim does in terms of like if you want to actually play through the story and stuff like that. It does all of that, but I didn't want to show you that stuff here in this video, right? I just want to show you a lot of the other stuff, like a little bit about the crafting, a little bit about PvP, a little bit about gathering stuff and trade chat and talking to people in there, and you know, the bank and all that stuff that I showed you here in this video, the abilities, the talent trees, all the different customization things that you can do in terms of, you know, you could be a healer that also uses a bow and arrow, or you can be a healer that uses a big two-handed axe if you want to, because you can grab the two-handed axe abilities. I could quite literally go into two-handed axe and level up my two-handed axe or two-handed sword or mace or whatever. I could level that and be a healer running around with a big axe, or I could be, you know, I could use a one-handed shield on my little wood elf here and run around with that if I wanted to. I could dual wield. I could use destruction staff, a restoration staff, which will give you healing abilities and healing passives and stuff like that. And I can get abilities from my armor, because I believe I wear medium armor, so I can get, you know, passives like dexterity and stuff like that, or lots of stuff, guys. Just so much stuff. And my voice is going. I can feel it going. I still have Dear Nero to record today. What in the world is this thing doing? Hello? All right then. I don't know. But here's my horse. This horse cost a lot of gold back in the day, and I'm very happy I have him. It cost like 20,000 gold, which back in the day was quite a lot and actually kind of hard to get. He has a lot of stamina. I fed him every day to increase his stamina. So as you can see, I can ride very quickly for a very long time, which is pretty great. And there's actually, before we log out here, I'm gonna go to the stable. I'm gonna try and find my way there. It's been a while since I've been there. But there's a stable just outside of Skyreach here, which all my characters are always like hanging out in Skyreach. Guys love this area. But yes, the stable's right down here. This is where I would log out every night after I was done playing. It's a little glitchy here on these stairs, I gotta admit. Whoa! I don't know what's happening here. But every night before I would log out, I would ride out here, and I would log out here at these stables, where I would go and feed my horsey. And my horsey would get more stamina, and it'd be cool. Alright, horsey. Are you the lady I talked to? I think you are. Yeah, Lenari, I remember here. I'd log out like right here every night. Now let's talk to you. Hey, come back here.
Hey there, interested in one of my girls? They're the finest mares on the isle.
We can view the stable, and now I can actually upgrade. Okay, so they actually changed this around a lot. I don't have enough gold to actually increase this. Yeah, I increased my speed a lot, but I didn't increase stamina or carrying capacity a lot. They changed around that way. That looked a lot. And they also made it so you can buy different horses from here. Huh. That's interesting. Well, I changed that around a lot, but yeah, I would come here every day, and I'd spend 250 gold to increase my speed by a bit. I increased it by 42, which means I think you can do 1% per day. So if you combine my 4 stamina and my 42 speed, that means that this horse, over the course of 46 days, have been feeding that. Every single day, I would go there for 46 days, and I would feed it to try and make it a little bit better. But that, ladies and gentlemen, is going to be the Elder Scrolls Online. Now, I know just by the nature of how YouTube works, there's going to be people in the comment section who are like, Nero, you should do a Let's Play of this game when it comes out for console. And to those people, I say maybe. From a story perspective, it's a great story, and it was definitely a lot of fun. It's kind of a game I might actually want to go ahead and play through. I don't know. But then again, I'd be playing through it again, essentially. But then again, maybe I could do it from the perspective of, a different race and do their quest over there. Because I've done the Aldmeri Dominion. I've done my entire story. I completed it on Josindar, who, of course, is in the Aldmeri Dominion. So I completed the Aldmeri Dominion story. I did all the quests in these zones and stuff, but I never really did anything up here for the Ebonheart Pact or up there for the Daggerfall Covenant. So who knows? Who knows, ladies and gentlemen? But regardless, very long video. I'm going to wrap it up here because it's going to take a while to render and edit this thing anyway. So regardless, I hope you guys all enjoyed this video. Hope you guys all found it helpful and informative. That is the Elder Scrolls Online. If you enjoyed the video, remember the rating. Any kind of rating whatsoever definitely helps the video grow, helps my channel grow as well. So just keep that in mind, ladies and gentlemen. It's always nice when people do that kind of stuff. Remember to leave a rating. Hope you guys all enjoyed the video. Thank you guys all for watching, and have a wonderful day.